fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Green Bay Packers.
Come on, fellas.
Check. Under 10. Under right left.
Check it backer.
Box it. Over.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with second and a yard.
Mike, 53. Mike.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Josh Allen, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Check 31. Switch it. Come on.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. The tackle will be credited to Jake Ryan. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Jump out! Hey, Alpha!
Mike, 53. Mike.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. And he finds his tight end, Graham. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 13-yard line.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. On first down, Jones. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Aaron Jones, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Packers take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead him to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity. and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
He's checking, he's checking, he's checking.
First carry for Royce Freeman. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they get to that end zone real fast.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Someone's looking fresh, and this O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain, too.
Mike 57.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Jim, go out.
Check safety, check safety.
Big rip.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Now, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 19.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Now.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Minshew. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here and 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. There he goes, right side. And they will score. It's a Packer touchdown. We thought this defense would be opportunistic, and they were. Here, you're already up. Now you got a 2-touchdown lead. I tell you, going out there on defense, did they have a little bit of extra momentum with a score already on the board?
Oh, without a doubt. That already felt good to them. They took it and used it and obviously put up another one. But here's the thing now. Some defense coordinators might want to pull their guys back a little bit because they don't want them to make mistakes because they're too overamped. Others say, I've got a 2-touchdown lead. Go get them, guys. They'll be even more aggressive.
And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
15, 1, 61. Go.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Preston Smith there on the stop.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. 13-0 is the score after 1 on EA Sports.
Watch tight, tight ends right. Watch tight, tight ends right. We got 3, fellas. We got 3.
They'll try to throw for it with Minshew. He's going to go deep for Conley. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Adrian Phillips. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
Boy, Brandon, that's what I'd call an ill-advised pass right there on third down. I mean, you just need a yard or two to keep the drive going. Instead, he's trying to hit a home run. You've got to really like your chances if you're going to take a shot like that.
Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50.
Get 300. Get 300.
Now Rodgers. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. You can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
13 yards, first down, Packers. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50. Watch the flag. Watch the flag.
Bravo.
Watch the flag. Motion. Block.
From the 38, Rodgers lets this one rip toward Graham. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Working from the gun, Rodgers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
57's the mic. Watch 57. Let's go, defense.
22 jump bombers. Ready?
Throwing on 2nd down now, Minshew. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Minshew sets to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Zadarius Smith able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead.
Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. It's the Wisconsin native and former Badger, J.J. Watt, in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long.
Hey, flag. Watch the safety creep. Get 300.
To throw is Rodgers. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Calais Campbell make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Hey, Zoo. Mike 50.
On third and long, it's Rodgers. And that's complete to Adams. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Fournette on the counter. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a third and about 2.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. They'll try and run forward with Fournette. And Fournette trying to power his way forward, but I don't think he got there. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Over here.
Rodgers now on first down. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2.
Check. Hey, wahoo. Check 30. Get your swerve on. 6 guard. Check 6 guard. Check 37. Check. Kelly. Don't left Kelly. Check. Wide left. Check hot route. Hot. Check.
Rodgers now on first down. Got a man. That's Allison. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Rodgers going to throw. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver. And now it's second down. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash, this from 53. And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
It's in the game.
Not too many breaks ahead according to the radar. More snow on the horizon as we are back underway in half number 2. That's fielded in the end zone.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off right around the 43. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Over. Come on. Hey, check 24.
They'll try and get the running game going with Jones. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down. Now Rodgers on the bootleg. Rush coming, and he's taken down. J.J. Watt has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
Hey, you block over here. Check 4. Right. Flare.
Now it's Rodgers. And Graham's got it. Complete. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal.
We are going. 1st and goal.
Oh, how about this on 1st and goal? And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
A lot can go wrong when you call a play like this down in the red zone, but that's where you appreciate this from your head coach. He's not afraid to trust his guys to do the right thing, and as a player, that means an awful lot.
Inside. Mike Fofo. You can't block me.
2nd down and goal. Rodgers setting up the screen here. Aaron Jones. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 5 yards that time on the completion. And now it's 3rd and goal.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Hey, check 26. Hey, 88. Check 24. Hey, seam 6. 44.
Rodgers now on 3rd and goal. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So they opted to pass for it on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 4th and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on 4th and goal. So they got another play in their pocket. They're going to have to call it right now. No field goal here.
So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you'll see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Here we go.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They're down a couple of scores, 16-0, as they start things out with a 1st and 10. The run there on 1st down, going to get them 5 up to the 30. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now.
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Jaguars. D.D. Westbrook, his 9th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to pull a bit closer. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that.
And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line.
Well, they tried to get 2 and ended up getting none because the quarterback had nowhere to go with the ball and ends up getting sacked.
Nowhere to go at all. Great job, though, defensively. They were ready.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Here's Rodgers under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Sacked by the outside backer, Telvin Smith.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
You got tape. Inside.
Check 13.
Back 1. Jump out. Check 3. Check 3. Check 3. Pick that. Pick that.
Throwing now is Rodgers. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Telvin Smith.
Well, so much of playing quarterback in the snow comes down to trying not to do too much. You've got to just keep telling yourself, throws downfield we've run every day in practice all year. But guess what? They suddenly become more difficult. And this one gets away from him and winds up an interception.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
50 seconds to Smith. 50 seconds to Mike.
Ready to go.
Record. 50 seconds to Mike. 50 seconds to Mike.
Ready.
On 2nd and 10, it's Minshew. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. D.D. Westbrook, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. As they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Josh Lambo now for the point after. The PAT good. It would draw him closer, but hold on just a second. A flag is down on the field. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. So after the INT, it's Rodgers. Open here is Allison. That's complete. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape because you know he's a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer 1st down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Now a play fake here on first down. They'll let this go for the... And this is caught for a touchdown. Now hold everything here. Flag in the backfield. This one might be coming back. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Hey, watch the ball, watch the ball.
Set it. Check 30.
Rodgers now to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Calais Campbell in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Hey, Haywood.
To try again after the sack. Rodgers, he's going to air one out. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I like the boldness, and I like that they took a shot downfield, but it was well covered, and he was able to get a hand in and knock it away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Zoom. Hey, Charlie.
To throw, it's Rodgers. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm. Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass... It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 51 yards. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 24. Back now at Lambeau. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Fournette, a 1st down carry. And he's going to take this down to about the 17. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. They'll run it again with Fournette. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes if you've got success, you want to just keep pounding away. But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end.
Watch the screen. 57. Mike, 57. Mike, Pilot, 64. Let's go.
Minshew throwing on 3rd down. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit. And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because... Blitz coming, and down he goes. Calais Campbell has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again. Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done. Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Watch the shot.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Jones. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line.
Mike, 53. 53. Mike.
Get in the side. Hey, orbit.
Let's go.
Now on 2nd and 13. Rodgers keeps himself upright. Flush to his right. Looking deep for Adams. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Check 50. Check 50.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. This one complete to his running back, Jamal Williams. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. 13 yards, 1st down, Packers.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up.
Go, ball.
First
30.
at the 20-yard line. 53.
Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. Got an open man, it's Valdez-Scantling. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Now Rodgers. The connection made. It's Graham. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Check. Lucky.
Right left.
He's crashing. He's checking crash.
Yeah, Liz. 26.
Rodgers again now. And it's caught. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Check. Switch it. Come on, switch it.
Go,
Check 53's Mike.
Greystone, travel. Go to 50. Hey, you block over here.
Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Boom. That's how we do it, baby.
A loss of 7 brings up 3rd down and goal.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 3rd and goal now as they look for that final touchdown to salt this one away.
53 to Mike. 50.
Hey, Alpha.
65. Mike, 53.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. He may try and run for this. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Carlson able to put this one through. And that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points, said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Zadarius Smith in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Preston Smith, he's the one that drops him this go-around. And that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. He's back to throw. And a throw there going to be incomplete. Two huge plays there down the stretch. The sack on second down. Now they force the incompletion. That's going to lead to a do-or-die fourth down.
And they look like they've got the confidence right now that no matter what gets thrown against them, whatever play gets run, they have the ability to shut it down. They're just brimming with it right now.
57 Mike. You ain't going nowhere.
Hey, shoot.
57. Blue there.
Hey, lock it.
Shit.
Fight.
On fourth down, Minshew. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. This quarterback now just 7 of 16 passing thus far, but he's got a first and 10.
Hey, wahoo. Shoot.
He'll look to throw. That is caught by Josh Oliver, the former San Jose State Spartan. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
22 jet bombers. Hey, box drop.
57 to Mike. 57.
Rock it.
Get that ball.
Now.
They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Adrian Phillips there to knock that one away. A really nice knockdown. He gets so much pressure in these situations on defensive backs. What are they taught?
Play the ball, not the man, because if you have a pass interference penalty in this spot, boy, oh boy, you put your team in a bad place.
Pick it up. 57's right. Watch the curl.
Come. Ready.
Back to throw. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Packers pick it up. Pass the big fella. And this defense has broken it open as they return it to the house for 6. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Carlson on for the PAT. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the second extra point he's missed so far. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's able to get it across the 20 to the 25-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. One final shot. They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And that will be incomplete, as time has run out on this football game. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory, and they were